Welcome back to the Dystopian Man. Please like and subscribe and like. Get your ledger link in the description. You can also donate to the channel using Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Cardano to the link wallets in the description. So we're going to look into this video today. It says I'm getting evicted again. Doesn't bode well, does it? I'm going to see what this person's done and how we can avoid being in the same situation financially. I do believe that this is something that a lot of people seem to be going through at the moment, eviction. I keep seeing when people are living in their cars and all sorts of stuff, and it just seems like a lot of it could be avoided. I mean, look, living in my car. Look, so well, let's get into it anyway.
Anyways, so I'm getting evicted again. It's not funny. It's not funny.
So why are you laughing? If it isn't funny, why are you laughing? That doesn't bode well straight from the get-go. It shows that there's an immaturity towards your finance and your financial situation. And if you have that level of maturity, like people don't seem to realize how messing up and owing rent will mess you up in the future in terms of your credit file. It will, like,
But I wasn't able to recover like I had hoped. I would. It was too much. Uber was slow. You know, the at work from home job I got wasn't enough, and so I started doing Uber again full time, and it picked up. And I was able to finally come up with what I needed to the months where I fell behind, but then I was still behind the current month, and so, you know, they won't. All.
so I don't understand how people do this. So it's like either you've been out behind for that many months that they just wanted to get rid of you and you've not paid anything, or that's anything it could have been. Because let's say like you're 2 months behind, right? If you speak to the landlord, even like I don't understand how you get 2 months behind on your rent. This is the problem, or a month behind, right? Because let's say, let's say a bill, something like a bill came out, right? Unless it left you in negative, you'd still have something next month to give the landlord and just say, here you go, here's a token. And the problem is, people just don't do that, right? So, or if you're in some sort of financial difficulty, always at least speak to your landlord and give them something. Because what a lot of people don't realize, right, is on the other end of this situation is a person that may be paying a mortgage and they need that money. They're relying on you so they can pay that mortgage. So it is swings and roundabouts when it comes to it. A lot of people do forget that part of it.
All I needed was a few more weeks just to work and then come up with the money. But I just didn't have time. Didn't have enough time. They're not able to wait for me pretty much, and I can't make the money faster. So
I mean, this is what I mean. It's people just kind of like run with that defeatist attitude. You see, if your credit file was decent, what I would have done in that situation, right? She just said she can get the money in a few weeks. Now, this isn't financial advice, but this is why you build your credit file up. I would have taken out a loan with my bank or a credit card because if I can get that paid off in a few weeks, I'm not even going to get any interest. So it's going to be the same amount as the rent, and I'll just pay it back. So that makes complete sense to move that way, other than lose the roof over your head. But this is what a lack of finance education does.
it is what it is. But it just the last few
It is what it
days,
is. It's really the
like
attitude.
this whole thing. I'm so sick of living like this, and I'm not complaining. You can laugh, you can, you know, think that this is what I deserve all you want. I take full responsibility for my life and my actions, even though
Let's
people
hear it
don't
though.
think I do because
Let's
I'm
hear
a
it.
black woman for some reason. I mean,
Did you hear it again? And what was in the last video? The exact same statement. I'm a black woman. I don't understand what that has to do with anything, but for some reason, whenever it comes down to a bad situation, it's never because you've made financial decisions that were bad. It's never because you didn't save. It's never because you didn't invest. It's never because you spend too much. It's because something to do with you being a black woman. But yet you take responsibility for your situation. I guarantee you there's going to be some sort of victim mentality where something bad's happened. It's led to this. Watch, watch.
Yeah, I know the majority, a lot of people don't know how to be introspective and self reflect and take accountability. I take full accountability for my own life, even though I'm not, things aren't happening because I'm not trying. It's just, I just haven't struck that gold yet in where I know what I want to do with my life and I'm, stable. Financially stable enough to like not make the same mistakes that I have been making since being on my own, like for forever now. But I'm aware that I need to do better, but I also, it's a lot for me. I don't handle things very well when I'm overwhelmed. Like when I'm thinking about my weight, I'm thinking about, okay, work is not enough, Uber is not enough. I have gone to college, okay, we're not gonna yell at you guys, but I'm just like, YouTube has been frustrating and I don't give a fuck if you want to bully me or whatever. So I'm gonna calm down for a second. Hold on.
There's the victim mentality already. Your weight is self-inflicted. Everything else, that was just a whole lot of nothing. To be honest, a whole lot of just whinging and waffling. For nothing.
I'm not trying to be mad. I'm not mad at anyone. But I'm just like, people like to criticize you and like you guys don't know, you just don't think. Like it's like you don't think and you don't understand. You don't like to put yourself in other people's shoes or try to understand them. I have been through a lot.
Someone that takes accountability. I have been through a lot. Life, right? This is one thing you have to understand. Life happens every day to us all, right? You're not the only person that's going to be going through whatever the situation is. What she's about to say, right? Whatever it is. My mom died. I fell out with my best friend. Even to a mistake of something so horrible to that I've got some sort of a horrible disease that's terminal, right? Somebody else is going through that. And the problem is, a lot of people, when they hit a problem in life, they shut down. Financially, they shut down. And it always becomes the excuse of why they're doing bad instead of the reason as to why they're doing better or why they're not trying to do better. It's like I've gone through a lot, so why didn't so what if you don't want to keep going through a lot, then why wouldn't you think, hang on a second, let me change and do this? I am talking from my own perspective here because, like I say, I was sleeping in the car at one time. Now and not my house and my investments, I'm cool. But it took a lot of sacrifice to do that, right? And I was going through a lot as well. Lost my daughter, all sorts of stuff, right? But I still managed to do it. So the victim mentality has to stop because if it doesn't, then financially, I keep saying you're never going to get anywhere. But let's hear what she's been through.
I am doing this on my own. I literally just cut off
Like
my
everybody,
like my
young
my
adult.
stepmother and I mean, they were cut off. I tried to reach out on Thanksgiving because my aunt said that probably I should, but I got sucked back in, and then it just turned into, why the heck did I do this? Why did I do this? These people are not going to change. My family does not support me. They don't support me, not even emotionally, not if I'm not doing what they want me to do, going.
Support me doing what? This is the problem with a lot of people, and I've noticed, especially the younger population, they can't use these buzzwords. My family don't support me. Support you with what? Support me emotionally. Like, what do you mean? Like, if the emotion just means they can allow you to lie around all day and do nothing, that's not going to be the case. Like support you doing what? Because from the sounds of it, they're trying to support you to do something, and you're fighting against it. Let's hear it.
going to nursing school and kissing their ass, then no, they don't support me or anything. You know, they just bully me, tell me I'm crazy. I'm just like, it's a typical black narcissistic family, and I don't fit in here.
Buzzword, black, narcissistic family, and you don't fit in there. It seems like you are the narcissist and you fit in there. And a lot of this is what I mean. Like, a lot of the time, people think the world should revolve around them financially. They're probably pushing you to get a job because they see that you're not going down a good route and you're not doing anything. Because here's the thing, you turned around and you said they don't support you in doing what? If it's making YouTube videos, you can make YouTube videos in your spare time. If YouTube isn't paying the bills, then you may have to do something else until it does. You know, you shouldn't hate your family for wanting you to do something, but if they are supporting you with nursing, if you're doing something, let's turn around and say, "Oh, I don't want to be a nurse. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a banker or whatever." It doesn't sound like they're not going to be supportive. It just sounds like you don't really have, it doesn't sound like she really has a way or reason or knowledge of what she's even going to do, which is a bit
So, so,
sad.
yeah, I don't have them. I cut them off. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to heal. She's trying to tell me I'm crazy. I need to be on medication. I'm not crazy, and I don't need to be on medication. I know my problem is, it stems from trauma. And I know people keep talking about that,
Buzzword,
but yes, it does. You know,
trauma.
losing my mother, my male parent not being very nice or supportive or loving, even though I know who he is. Okay, we've never lost. If we stop talking, it's because I chose to. But I'm just like, he's very narcissistic. Okay,
What's that got to do with
so
your
I'm just like, and
finances?
I know that, and it hurts when your family just doesn't like accept you unconditionally.
Well, what's that
So
got to do with
yes,
not
a little.
saving?
There's a
You see,
small
this is the
child.
problem. You see, what does this have to do with not overspending? What does this have to do with not saving? What does this have to do with not investing? What does it have to do with not learning about finance and not learning about money? Because that is why people get evicted, right? If you don't, you get evicted simply because you don't pay rent. Does all everything that she's saying does not matter. It's quite frank bullshit because in reality, all of that has nothing to do with you paying your bills. And that's the be all and end all of it. You have to take your financial future seriously because what she doesn't realize or seem to even care about is that this is going to affect her in the future. Every decision you make today will affect you later on in life. And if you think it's hard now, wait until 20 years down the line when inflation's even worse. Like, come on, got to get your act together.
Inside me who's been wounded, and I'm trying to parent her the best I can, and I'm not the best parent right now, okay? But anyways, so yes, we're getting evicted once again. I can't save it, but I'm done. Georgia has not been good to me. You know, ever even losing my mother, the guys I've dated, I can't find work. I don't know. A lot of people can't find work anywhere, but I'm just like, the opportunities suck. Georgia just sucks. I'm over Georgia. Like, I'm just done. It's not. There's nothing here for me. I'm in the same town I grew up in. I left, but I came back because I like it. Overall, it's safe. It's cool.
It's
It's
George's
fine,
fault.
but it's boring. There's nothing here. I just need to be
You need
repotted.
to
I
be
think
bored.
I need that spark of
No, you need to be bored. You need to get a job, right? You need to work. You need to live a boring life because a boring life is easy to save and invest. And you do that for 5 to 10 years. And then once you have a nest egg to go and do something, build some passive income, do whatever, then you can, people try and do it the wrong way round, right? Like you have to make a life for yourself. Life isn't just going to fall into your lap because you want it to. Like Georgia sucks. Like she's going to have the same problems no matter where she goes because it's not the place, it's your attitude, and your attitude goes with you wherever you go. Uh,
like just like not knowing where I am and learning and like adapting. I need that. And I just feel like
All
my
these
growth is
buzzwords.
stunted here.
Learning and
And it has been
adapting
for
what?
years. I'm like, I did better when I was living in Vegas for a month and a half. I was there for work. And when I was in New Jersey, I was productive. I was working. I got my EMT license and I came back here,
Oh, but
because I thought I
educated.
had something here for me. But it's just not where, it's just Georgia. It's time. I'm done here. I've outgrown here. There's nothing here for me. So, anyways, after a long, uh,
You've
I guess
outgrown
back and
Georgia.
forth with my best friend on what I should do, and really trying to save my apartment, I was like, oh, I'll just catch up until I realized, oh, I can't catch up. I signed a paper at court saying that I don't know where the paper is. It said that I had until the 20th to pay. I had until the 20th of December to catch up.
I mean, what can you say to that? Do you know what I mean? Like, you full well know you had when, like, it's always just like, oh, I made a mistake. And you should know when you have to pay your rent by. It is as simple as that. That is why, look at the look on the face, because it doesn't, there's no reasoning behind it. You know when your bills are, so just pay them. Especially if you've gone to court and they've told you the date of when it is. Sorry to sound harsh. I don't want to sound harsh, but this is getting quite like frustrating because there's nothing really here, right? Where it's like something really bad's happened. Like I could understand if someone said they were getting evicted through this sort of story. Okay, I had a job, right, and I had 10,000 savings, right, but then a situation happened where it wasn't my fault, but my mum got some sort of illness or disease and I had to pay for some fees. Okay, fair enough. And then I lost my job because the business went bust. Oh, okay, that's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the shit happens. But I'm not hearing anything here where it's like shit happens. It's all just like narcissist and trauma and
And stay. But apparently, no, it's just
I've
to catch
outgrown
to
Georgia.
to pay. So I was like, oh, they don't care. I don't get to stay once the writ has been issued. It'll be issued on the 20th, but there's an unconditional writ is what was granted. So once they get that, the apartment doesn't accept any payments from you. So I can't catch up. They're not going to accept my money. So I'm just gonna take that money and leave then, right? And I have guarantors in place, so they're gonna pay for the apartment anyway.
Do you see what I mean? No accountability. Oh, I'm accountable for my life, but I've got guarantors, so they're going to pay for the apartment anyway. How is that accountable? The most least accountable statement out of the whole thing. I'm accountable for my life, but I've got guarantors that they're going to pay the rent that I haven't paid when I went to court and I was told I should pay on this day, but I forgot, and it's because of the truck. You see, this is why so many people are in the position they're in. They blame the government, they blame this, they blame that, and it's themselves. And at the end of the day, what we have to realize is the financial situation is in such a bad state, right? Not just because the government have abused it, but we walk around, a lot of society walk around financially like they don't have a clue what they're doing. Like the COVID loans, like well, I remember the COVID loans, like people were like taking out loans to buy Lamborghinis, so you got to pay that back. Like it's absolutely, it's
Thank
disgraceful.
God. And then I just have to pay the guarantors back, but I mean, at least I don't have to leave the apartment with no money, right? Anyways, so I'm just gonna take my money and I'm moving. We are going to a different state. I'm done. I'm leaving and I'm ready for a new start. It is December 20th. What did I say this? December 12th. And I'm just ready to begin it, hopefully, with God's grace and protection. Just go.
Oh, what did I say? What did I say in the last video? Do you see the trends? God, and we'll bring God into it again. And it's nothing to do with God because God gave you a brain, God gave you a job, God gave you a apartment, God gave you family. God gave you all these things. God gave you grace. And what are you doing with it?
Go start over somewhere else and heal, and maybe find a career, get this weight off, just be
Job. Yeah.
somewhere new. I'm gonna be renting a room. I tried to apply for apartments, but my credit is so bad. My credit is messed up. Like, everything's just messed up. My
See, what
credit's
does it say?
bad. I'm morbidly obese, getting evicted. My career sucks. Nothing's just working out. So my
And is any of that something that's not self-inflicted? The victim mind state, right? This is why I'm so like not about the left, because the victim mind state will not help you move forward at all. Everything that she said there was self-inflicted. Just, just exercise more and stop eating as much. Probably help you save money as well, which you can then take and invest. It's
My credit's so bad, I can't get an apartment. My rental history here, the place that I really
so
wanted
the
to
credit
move
is bad.
to, they
I said
denied
this would
me
happen.
because my rental history here, and how I was late a few months ago. Like,
See, it follows you. This is what I'm saying. It follows you out throughout your life financially, right? And all your credit file is and your credit history is just your history of paying debt and your history of paying your bills. That's all it is. If you've got a good history of paying your bills and you've got a good history of paying your debts, then you you have a good credit file. And they'll give you money because it's like, yeah, he's safe to give money to because he's got a history of paying it back. That's all it is. So if you've got a crap credit file, it's because you're not a trustworthy person because you haven't been paying your bills. That's all it is. So yeah, I can't feel sorry for this person, to be honest. Like, a lot of it is seems very self-inflicted, very immature, quite childish. I'm not trying to be horrible, and I'm not trying to, you know, but people need to understand, like, what are you gonna do in, like I keep saying to you, like 30, 40 years when your bones are hurting and you don't want to work no more, and hopefully you've done okay. These are the time. I mean, she I don't know how young she is, but I think she can turn it around. She's at that age, but it's all just feels sorry for me at the moment.
a few months ago. So I can't get approved for a place out there. So I'm just gonna be looking for a room. So, and what's something I didn't want to do because I hate sharing space with people, especially bathrooms. So I'm like, I need to find a place with my own bathroom that is decent. And I've been looking at one area of this place, so we'll see what happens then. But right now, I'm gonna start sorting out stuff because I'm not taking all these huge things with me. I don't have much. I sold the bench to my bed. I'm probably gonna throw out my bed or try to sell the frame at least. I don't know if I can. Throw out the mattress, and I'm gonna go sort out my, what is it, my little storage room first. And I'm not taking everything. I'm not taking a bunch of crap anymore. I'm starting over. We're starting over. So yeah.
Is that a good financial decision or a bad financial decision? Think about it. You can move into somewhere and have all of your stuff and not have to buy it again. Or you can move to somewhere and start all over again because you think it's a good idea not to use the stuff you previously have because you've got some mentally negative attachment to it from Georgia.
I cried. I think I cried a little bit, but I knew that it's time to go. It's time to leave here. I Before I was scared to leave. I thought Georgia was just like, there's nothing better than Georgia, but I'm just like, Georgia is not has not been good to me. So I need to leave. Need to repot myself. Okay. So I was sad, but I'm getting excited thinking about a new beginning. That's all. Especially by the new year, start the new year in a new place. It's great. So I'm thankful that I have Uber to drive, where I can do that anywhere and go from there. Okay? So,
It's horrible.
yeah. Yeah. So let's get started with sorting out stuff.
Amazon. Discover.
Yeah, she needs to really like just find a way to start cutting down and making smart
Um,
decisions,
I
smart
wasn't.
financial decisions, because there was a lot of victim, like self-victimization there, and a lot of evidence there is no financial education in this woman whatsoever. Like not a bone. It's all like me, trauma. Like I guarantee the people that are more likely to pay the flat are probably going to be relatives. Like it is crazy. It is crazy how people behave financially, and it ruins them. And it's sad because you can blame it on everything that you want, but all the things you blame it on, all the people you blame it on, are not going to feel the financial consequences of your decisions. You are, right? So, with that being said, find some way you can always trim down your outgoings, save, invest. Invest, in my opinion, is a new saving. Look into crypto. They're not financial advice. I mean, I invest heavily in crypto. Look into stocks, look into real estate, look into land, look into tips, look into bonds, look into anything. Just just don't have this self-defeatist attitude, because you can do it too. Right? You can do it. You can make a decent life for yourself. But so many people just make the wrong decisions and don't go without. Imagine how much, like, if you just had, a lot of people don't even have this. I'm just going to say it, just 20,000, because she doesn't have 20,000. Right. So imagine if you just had 20,000. Like, it's not a lot, but if you use that financially correct in the right way, it can get rid of a lot of anxiety, because you don't, even though you're not rich, you don't need for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because 20,000 in your pocket. Oh, I've got a bad tooth. Okay, that's $1,000. I can get that taken out. Okay, I've still got 90 left. I can put another grand there. Oh, my car needs fixing. Okay, that's another 500. Okay, well, I've still got 19,500. Yeah, you don't really after you don't really need for nothing once you get to a certain stage, because if anything happens, you've got the money there for it. It doesn't take that long to get to those levels. Um, Might hurt like, oh, something happened with the rent. Oh, well, I've got 20 grand here. I can just take this month's rent. In fact, I'll pay 2 months ahead, and I've still got 15 or whatever. That it's important that people get themselves to that place, so then you can move to the next step as quick as possible. But yeah, man, I think that's enough anyway. So yeah, that was I'm Getting Evicted Again by Lexi. You can go and take a look at the channel. But like and subscribe and like. It means the world to me. Say get your ledger in the description, and peace.